The War of 1812 was raging on in the United States. The British seemed to have a sure chance of winning. But it all changed when the British took an attempt at invading Baltimore.
The British had the technology to take Fort McHenry down. Their guns shot further than any of the American cannons.
On September 13, 1814, those British had sent a fleet to attack Fort McHenry and capture Baltimore. Meanwhile, an American lawyer, Francis Scott Key, waited on the ship, surprised to see if the British would succeed. At dawn that day, that was when the cannons were fired.
The houses in the city were shaken to their foundation, for never were the number of pieces fired with so rapid succession.
The British ships had shot rockets and bombs at the fort. It had no way to defend itself.
As you could have guessed at a sight like that, Francis Key was definitely shaken up.
The attack raged on as the British fleet continued to blast their artillery at Fort McHenry.
This seemed as a sure shot of capturing Baltimore for the British. So how did the Americans win?
When the sun started to rise, that was when the tides turned. The British saw their chance and moved closer to the fort, but little did they know they had come into Fort McHenry's firing range.
We could see the shot strike the frigates in several instances, when every heart was gladdened, and we gave 3 cheers, the music playing Yankee Doodle.
The U.S. had struck back with all their strength, and the British had retreated. Francis Scott Key was inspired and wrote the poem Defense of Fort McHenry.
His poem was published first in the Baltimore newspaper and eventually it was printed nationwide.
And soon his poem would evolve into the Star-Spangled Banner, sung to the tune of an old English drinking song.
What so proudly we'd hailed.